We are doing this mic-less again because I'm not convinced that my mic likes streaming. It works fine for normal content, but it is not working for streaming content. And that is slightly annoying, but I think the audio is okay when we're just like not mic'd. There haven't been major issues, and so I'm just going to continue to do this unmiked. I think there's sound. There is sound. So I've just clicked on my own stream. And so we are going to do the same thing we did last week. We're using this square paper, and we're using the same green painter's tape because I like the size. Actually, I don't know that we used green painter's tape last week. We might have used this blue tape. Do I want to use this blue tape? I think I do. I think I want a slightly larger border this week. It's just Tintoretto brushes. I'm using this lovely glass palette this week. It is from the thrift store. I think I got it for 50 cents, but I love all the sections in it. And my Tintoretto brushes are tucked away because I was filming something with them. So let's get into this. It is a pretty, it's a simple paint your style in comparison to some of the ones we've had lately. Some of the ones that have been paint your styles lately have been really, really complicated. This doesn't feel as complicated at all. It feels pretty simple. So I am looking forward to it. I believe it's Madeline's pick for Lunar New Year. I think that's what I saw on Instagram. I don't always read whose pick it is, but I think I saw on Madeline's story that it was her pick. I was watching stories on Thursday. So the challenges come out on Thursday. It's now Wednesday, which is always when I release my Paint Your Style videos. And last year they were edited videos. This year we're doing them as live stream so far, and I like it. They're more casual, and they're just slightly more fun doing them as lives. So I don't know what palette I'm using. Maybe I will use, do I have reds in that? I think I've got reds in that. Should I use Art of Soil? Or should I use 31 Purple Fish? Or do we use something totally different? I'm gonna want a pen out for labeling. Let's use that for labeling colors because I like it and I can finally talk about the ink that's in it. It does have the Sherry Sonata in it, which is one of the new Ferris wheel pressings for January. So I couldn't talk about what was in it when I inked the pen. What color am I going to use? What palette am I going to use? Oh, what's this palette? Do I want to use this? I don't know that I've used this for painting, and I don't know that I'm going to because her shop does not exist anymore. And that makes it hard, yeah. Makes it hard to do a piece when the shop no longer exists at all. So, 31 Purple Fish or Art of Soil is what I think I'm looking at right now. I like both. Both are quite a lot of fun. Both are very different. It's the question of how moody do I want to go. And I think the answer is Art of Soil. It's just got a nicer like palette feel. Maybe. Does it have the colors I want? Sure. We're gonna go with Art of Soil. And this one. So this is a grab bag from their second sale. This is a palette from from their second sale last year. So this was their 2023, I think February 2nd sale, I believe. So, and then I'm gonna need a gold. What gold do I want? Actually, let's grab the crab. Crab gets to do its actual job of holding my pen. And let's grab a gold. I think I want that. Just in case. Let's grab that. So I've grabbed treasure chest from Simply Izzy. Nope, that's not what her shop's called anymore. I think her shop is now called Izzy's Watercolor. And I have grabbed Solar Flare from Positively Handwritten. One is more yellow than the other. Yeah, you can sort of see that on camera. And so the goal is just that one of them will work, and I don't know which one because I honestly haven't done a swatch card for this. Mom with her grab bag went through and like figured out what all the colors were. I did not. It seemed like too much work. So I just paint with them and have no idea what colors I am using from her collection, which isn't how I like to operate, but is sort of okay with this palette. And I put them in, this is a Meeden ceramic, I believe this is their 24 well palette. And it works incredibly well for dissolving all of these dots because they all came, I think most were mini EcoPods, but some were their full-sized EcoPods. And I just dissolved them all into the same palette. So we are going to start with the red. I finally got a string on this brush. Nope, I just have blue stuck in it. Once I'm done, I'll do like a swatch card. I won't label it because I honestly don't know what paints I'm using from their brand other than the fact that this, I believe, is a 12A walnut. I know it's a walnut because I really like the color of the palette. In all honesty, most of getting this palette was because I wanted the little wooden palette and it was cheaper to buy, and I wanted to try her paints. I really wanted this little wooden palette. And so I just got the one that was my favorite. We're gonna start with the orb. That is very red. Okay, let's mix some orange in. I would say that's probably the color I want. Let's see if I can draw like an oblongy, circly thing. I think this is still too red. They are a lot more textured than normal watercolor paints, the Art of Soil paints, because they are all mineral and earth-based paints, and so they've got a much more granular texture to them than your typical watercolor. Just trying to make it like sort of even. I think I'm just making this worse. Oh yeah, no, I've definitely got a tremor. I'm going, why is this so hard? It's hard because I have a tremor today. Oftentimes, I won't realize I've got a tremor until I sit down to paint something. And then I'll become aware. Okay, we're going to accept that. And I am going to dry it really fast. So normally I would do the line work in like a black with a paintbrush with the black. I don't know that I trust my hand to do that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use my black waterproof fountain pen and just sort of sketch the line in. Because I find pen much more forgiving for this sketchy line stuff than paintbrushes are. So we'll dry that again. The Sailor Black does dry pretty much instantly though, in my experience. Okay, let's start this sort of green foliage background. The goal being that I'm just going to throw in a bunch of different colors to this as I build it up. Alright, let's let that dry. I'm realizing that I should maybe be swatching out as I go. So let's go back. This. Use this. We've used this. So that is 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. This is 12. This is 11. Right. For our next green, we're actually going to throw in some of this with this green because I noticed that some of them are quite yellow in the background. And I want to make sure like I've still got that yellow in there. Things like out of focus leaves and out of focus water are always really fun because they just like have their own feeling to them. Okay. All right, now let's go in with the dark green and the jade green and a touch of brown. So now we've got something much darker. All right, so we have this yellow, which I would say is solidly a yellow ochre. We have this green, and we have this brown. So nine, 4, 13. going to wet. I'm going to go with the softer gold. I think the other gold is just a bit too harsh. So we're going to wet this. And I'm also going to tuck away my Tintoretto brushes because they are an absolute pain to get shimmer out of. Been there, done that too many times. I'm also going to tuck away the matte water cup. And hopefully I have a little shimmer detail brush. I do. Because I'm going to do the gold and then I'm going to do like the rest of the little bits on this, I think. That's how this is going to work. We'll see. But I think that's how I want this to work. And then I will go back in and add any little extra bits. But I like the really abstract background. I didn't think I'd like it, but I do. So what else have we used? We have used this. Which is let's get in there. I'll swatch it. It's not quite opaque enough to use on the actual piece yet. It's such pretty gold though. HW. Solar flare. I didn't think I was gonna like an aluminum pen, and I surprisingly do. I do find it a little bit heavy for my hand, but it also feels really nice in the hand. So I don't think I'll be getting an aluminum Kaweco anytime soon, even though there are some that are really pretty. But I am quite happy with my aluminum carousel. So let's go in with our gold for detail work. Let's use this little square. I like that I took the pan over to the painting. Really, I'm using the palette. Alright. This is not going to be perfect. I don't care about it being perfect though. I just care about liking it enough. Oh, doing line work with a shaky hand. Is something I would not recommend. succeeding. So much for these lines are going to be skinny and precise. These lines are going to be thick. And make an impact. And you know what? I don't really care. This was not gold in theirs, but I like it being gold. And I'm going to do the strings gold as well. You know what? A little more sparkle is never a bad thing. So, there we go. The plan was to do more than one painting in this, but because of how much my hands are shaking, I think I might just leave it at this. My plan was to use the color dictionaries again, but how much my hands are shaking, I don't know that I really feel like painting something else right now. Overall though, this was fun, and I do really enjoy using the Art of Soil paints. I just need to use them more. Like I don't, because they're not labeled, I don't reach for them, but they are quite a lot of fun when I do use them. So I hope you enjoyed watching this week's Paint Your Style. I did go off book a little bit. There's a lot more gold than there was in the original, but I have so many shimmer paints that I love using sparkle in pieces. If you enjoyed watching, please like and subscribe. I am just a few subscribers away from getting monetized, so I really appreciate it. And thanks for watching.